Let's talk about the Indianapolis Colts. Their 2023 results, no QB, no RB. Did they make the playoffs?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
They got that big Gardner Minshew push. That was cool.
did.
Everybody loves a guy that doesn't live in a house.
So normally I would look up the answer to did they make the playoffs and have that presented. This is a 9-win, 8-loss team. Do you remember if they made the playoffs?
No, I remember the push at the end. I feel like I remember them being disappointed, but anytime I think about Colts fans, that's all I assume anyways.
I'm going to look it up right now. I'm pretty sure they missed it. But
yeah, just from what we have here in our notes, fantasy-wise, 20th in passing yards, 10th in rushing yards, which a lot of that was Zach Moss, and then I think Zach Moss even went down, and then 11th in points scored, which that feels generous somehow.
Yeah, so after seeing all those stats, I've got Ravens, Bills, Chiefs, Texans, Browns. I guess Jags and Colts both missed the playoffs. Yeah, they were 10th out. I purposely didn't look it up because I think there's just so much changing between last year and this year. Like, just do a full reset. It's a 9-win team. They scored 11th most in points. That's pretty good, but really just kind of chuck out last year.
Yeah.
So as we mentioned,
full season in the trash.
Yeah, Anthony Richardson, I think he only started 2 games. He was out by week 4. Like, I could get the exact stats, but I think the effect is the same. Like, dude missed all of the year. Jonathan Taylor sat out the first chunk of the year. I have him listed as a contract injury, and then he was actually hurt during other points throughout the year. So they had a lot of production from guys like Zach Moss, who's gone, Gardner Minshew, gone. Coaching staff is still the same. I think they were a rookie coaching staff last year, and they are back again this year. So we've still got Shane Steichen, head coach, Jim Bob Cooter, who's had some success around different spots around the league and success last year with the Colts. He's back returning as the offensive coordinator.
Dig it. So looking forward into 2024 season, tell me about the changes. Tell me about the predictions. What are we looking at?
Yeah, so we covered the coaching not changing. We'll jump to the offensive line. They were great in 2023, and they bounced back from 2022, which is why I think one of the best things you can do to win your fantasy leagues is just track what teams change coaching staffs, because players' performances will generally change, better or worse, when a new coach comes in. But last year we saw a line that was bad in 2022 with good players keep a lot of those same players and become very good in 2023.
Yeah.
So the
quarterback position.
Sure. I'll mention a couple things here. They drafted a couple offensive linemen, so they were already pretty good. I think they're just going to have some more depth. Quarterback Anthony Richardson, I have him as not ranked because he just did not finish games. However, expert consensus rank has him at 6th, and this just seems crazy to me.
Wow. That does feel insane. Like, I trying to think of anyone that would draft him as their QB1 right out of the gates, you know?
I've been hearing people talk about it. I mean, a lot of fantasy experts are saying, like, yeah, top 5, top 6. Like, he has had two. We should confirm that, but let's just say less than 4 NFL starts and 13 starts in college. So that's like nothing.
Yeah.
In college, he had one of the knocks against him when he was coming in last year, just because we don't really have a lot of game film to talk about. Low completion percentages, so not really throwing a lot. The thing that we know about him is he's gonna run, and running is great for quarterbacks.
That is great. Yeah, 4 games, 59.5% completion percentage off of those 4 games. Not a lot to pull from there.
I mean, in those games I could see the excitement, but he's a running quarterback. So's Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray can also throw. He's being drafted at 9. I would rather just get the guy who can run and has done it. Like Anthony Richardson, he might run a lot. He's getting drafted ahead of Dak Prescott, who could throw 35 touchdowns. He doesn't run, but you can make up for that. Jordan Love was pretty good last year. Like Brock Purdy, Tua Tagovailoa, when no one's hurt, was 6th in points per game.
Yeah.
So injuries will hurt things, but I don't see myself taking a lot of Anthony Richardson. It's just going to be too rich to buy at a peak. You're paying for you're paying at the top of what we think he could do, and he just hasn't done it.
You're just out there paying for hope.
Yeah. So one thing I wanted to say, like Jaden Daniels, rookie quarterback, even if he's not good at passing, is going to run a lot. Running is what Anthony Richardson does. He's being drafted at 18. Why are they so different?
Yeah.
There's
exactly.
No production from either one of them, like 4 NFL games.
Maybe it's an offensive line sort of situation where they did do pretty well last year, and so maybe that's boosting it. But yeah, it just really feels like you're paying for something that you hope will hit. And like you said, the fact that he's up there in that top 10, at 6, that is insane.
It's really, really high. I'm not saying interchange him with Jaden Daniels, but 6 and 18, like we should bring those closer.
Yeah, at least a little bit. That's 4 games at ranked 6th. All right, running back. Obviously, we lost Zach Moss. Obviously, a lot of injuries. Give me the full rundown.
There's not a ton to say here. They have Jonathan Taylor, not really anyone else. I have him locked in as a top 5 guy. I probably can't really move him ahead of someone like CMC into the top position, but he's a top 5 guy.
That's still somebody that you would draft top 5, and
absolutely.
Assume that he's not going to be injured. You're still just going to ride that lightning.
Yeah, I don't. So with him, he's had a couple years of injury. He had some contract issues. When we see stuff like that, I know people get scared, but I don't know that even past injury is a great indication of he won't play this year. Like, I'm not scared. I'm drafting him there.
Wide receiver position.
Not a lot of throwing that we're going to expect here. So we were just saying completion percentage isn't great for Anthony Richardson. We're expecting a lot of his value to come from running the ball. Last year, Michael Pittman finished wide receiver 15. He's going at 17 this year. I think that feels right. He could jump up into the top 12, but I think he would be on the borderline. I don't see a realistic situation where he's the number 1 wide receiver or a top 5 fantasy wide receiver. I think 17 feels pretty good.
Yeah.
They've got rookie wide receiver Adonai Mitchell. They drafted him in the 2nd round. I don't do a ton of scouting of a lot of the rookies as they come in. The thing that I know for Adonai Mitchell is that he was projected to go higher coming out of Texas. Some people thought he might be a late 1st round guy and slid in the draft to late round 2nd over some character concerns. I've heard it may be diabetes and he takes plays off. I'm making a face like I don't know because I just don't. Like, I think if
that's just a very good sentence. It might be diabetes and he takes plays off.
It might be. I think you do better by ignoring a lot of the draft news and getting. I think if you're just looking at, I think you can do fine if you just look at what did the team pay in the draft to get him and go from there until they're actually performing in the NFL. Adonai Mitchell is expert consensus ranked 63 at receiver, which is why I say, like, you're going to pay nothing for him. If he hits in week 1, you're great. You don't really have to commit to doing a ton of scouting here because he'll be free.
Yeah.
Other receivers on the team, Josh Downs, Alec Pierce, they finished at 46 and 72 last year. These are both pretty young guys. They've been drafting a lot of receivers recently. Neither one of these guys has really hit. I'm not targeting either of them in a 10 or 12 team league.
Tight end position. Is there even anything to talk about here?
No. The Kylan Granson I've listed as their number one tight end. Not anyone on the team that I'm drafting here. Mo Alley Cox, maybe a tight end for the Colts. He might get some touchdowns if you're middle of the season in bye weeks. He could be a guy where you're filling in hoping for a touchdown or two. He has a couple multiple touchdown games, but not someone you're drafting.
Yeah. What's your big three takeaway for the Indianapolis Colts?
We hope they'll be good, but we don't know. Last year they were verging the playoffs. Like, we just don't know. Is their quarterback good? I've seen guys have 2 good games before and then become nothing. Is he going to get hurt again? So that's number 2. And then can Jonathan Taylor bounce back? I think he does, but we don't know.
Yeah. I feel like the Indianapolis Colts are an interesting team because, Anthony Richardson is the big thing. Jonathan Taylor is always great to watch, of course. But also, this division is so fucking weird. Like, I think the Texans are going to be good.
Super tight.
Yeah, but it feels like it's tight in the middle ground kind of thing. Like, I don't remember the Jaguars. Yeah, the Jaguars were 9-8. The Colts were 9-8. The Titans were...
There were 6 and...
Of my mouse.
7 and 10.
7 and 10. 6 and 11 or 7 and 10? I don't remember.
6 and 11.
Okay.
Let's just pull it up. Here's my mouse. Tennessee Titans, 6 wins, 11 losses. I had them mixed with the Texans' win-losses of 10 and 7, but flipped. But really, 6 wins to 10 wins, the whole division could flip again this year.
Yeah. That's really the interest that I'm pulling away from this division as a whole.
I think all 4 quarterbacks are under 24, something like that.
Yeah, that sounds right.
So a lot of cool, a lot of exciting stuff. Just young guys. It's exciting.
Yeah, a lot of possibilities going on there.